Hey guys, my name is Bruce. I'm 25 years old. Recently, I almost went to jail due to false charges. Worst of all, it was the result of my plan to take revenge on my two school bullies. I just wanted to restore justice, but instead, I became a whipping boy again. It all started out with a message in a group chat. It's been exactly 7 years since our graduation from school, and friends were going to arrange a reunion. At that moment, my hands started shaking, and I started sweating profusely. I literally had a panic attack when I remembered my classmates. The thing is, I wasn't a popular guy at school. I was the exact opposite. I was the one who was usually pointed at and laughed at. I had a lot of psychological problems after school that I had to work on a lot with my therapist. I was very insecure. I had low self-esteem, and I had imposter syndrome. This means that I believed that I was undeserving of everything I achieved, and that it just happened by chance or luck. I can't say that I was successful, but I work in the IT sphere, and already at 25, I had my own house and a cool car. But I still couldn't forget the horrors of school life. I immediately turned to my therapist for help, and we quickly found out what the problem was. Sarah and Jasmine. Oh, I hated them with all my heart. They were the ones that bothered me the most at school. They were the cool girls, and all the bad things they did to me only added to their respect. One day they took my collection of toy dinosaurs from me and returned them completely ruined. They tore their heads off and taped them to different bodies with duct tape. Very funny. The worst part was that I liked one of them a lot, Jasmine. I think she felt that I was in love with her, and that's why she was so cruel to me. So now you can understand why I didn't want to go to the reunion. Yeah, I had changed a lot, but the wounds were still deep inside. But my therapist was of a different opinion. They thought I should go to the party and talk to my abusers. And not just talk, I needed to forgive them. This would put me out of my misery. So I gathered all my strength and arrived at the appointed place. But what happened at this party just turned my world around. I was very surprised that all the guys were happy to see me. Everyone was interested in what I was doing and even complimented me. Everyone said I was a mature and cute guy. Yeah, if they only knew how many times I had to go to the dentist and cosmetologist to clean myself up and get rid of the complexes about my appearance. It was nice, but I didn't really want to talk to him because I was looking for Sarah and Jasmine. Soon I saw Sarah alone at the table. I said hello to her, and I wanted to ask where her friend was. But it looked like Sarah had already had a few drinks because she immediately started complaining to me about her life. She was already divorced, and she felt unhappy. But suddenly, her mood changed, and she started flirting with me. At that moment, I realized that I could take advantage of this and get back at her. All I had to do was listen to her and nod in time, and half an hour later, we were kissing. I knew what it was all about, so I offered her a ride to her house. I'll skip the details, but I spent the night with her. In the morning, I watched her sleep, and I felt so good about taking advantage of a girl who hurt me in school. And then I came up with a whole plan to embarrass them both. All I had to do was take a selfie with her in bed, and then quickly go home to pack my stuff. The thing is, Sarah told me that Jasmine didn't show up for the reunion because she was leaving for a trip to Paris this morning. My overnight success with Sarah made me realize that I had a chance to do the same with Jasmine. Oh, the feeling of revenge was much more pleasant than forgiveness. So I raced down the road as fast as I could to arrive at the airport on time. I checked everything. There was only one flight to Paris this morning, and thank God there were available seats on it. I was on time, and all I had to do was to accidentally bump into her in the boarding queue. And so I did. Jasmine was very surprised to see me. Then we had a little chat, and I found out that she was traveling alone because she had recently broken up with her boyfriend and wanted to have a good time. Perfect. I suggested that we should stick together in Paris and figure out what to do. She agreed. Great. The first part of the plan was complete. However, the second half was much more difficult. The thing is, I needed to seduce her. And in this situation, the city itself helped me do it. Paris is the most romantic city in the world. On the very first day, we saw all the main sights, climbed to the top of the Eiffel Tower, and tried like half of all the French cuisine. We decided to end the day in a restaurant with a couple of glasses of wine. Paris inspired us to have romantic conversations, and when I accompanied Jasmine back to her hotel, she invited me to come in. Wow, I didn't expect this to happen on the very first day. I also didn't expect this from myself because of my self-esteem. But 2 successes in a row have made it clear that I've done a good job on myself, and I've changed a lot since school. I didn't forget my main goal, though, and after a beautiful night with Jasmine, I had a few more compromising photos. But it didn't end that night, because we still had a whole week ahead of us. So every day we got more interested in each other. Most importantly, I remembered those feelings from when I liked Jasmine at school, and they came back to life. I'm definitely head over heels in love with her again. However, I didn't have the courage to confess it at the time. Soon our little vacation was coming to an end, and we were spending the last night together. But I didn't want it to end. I even forgot about my stupid revenge plan. I wanted us to go back to America and continue our relationship. We stayed up until the sunrise together on the balcony. It was a very romantic moment. I gathered my strength and told her everything. But her response was not positive. She was happy to spend time with me, but she had no feelings for me at all. In addition, she couldn't stop thinking about her ex-boyfriend, and she wanted to go back to him. Damn. I was just shattered at that moment. I had hope, and now it was destroyed. It's like all the lights in the whole world have been turned off. I came home feeling very depressed. I was alone, and I could feel bad thoughts creeping up on me. I was afraid that my panic attacks might return. I missed her for a month or so, and soon my sadness turned to anger. I was mad at Jasmine. How could she do this to me? So she was just playing on my feelings, again. And at one point, I remembered my plan. Yes, I was going to make it a reality, and I had everything I needed to do it. I just had to wait until the next reunion. I was holding on to a lot of anger during that time, and I was going to explode. The year of waiting was very painful, but it was worth it. Soon the group chat started talking about the reunion again, and I started plotting my revenge. I went to the party, talked to everyone, and pretended that I was happy to see them. As I expected, Sarah and Jasmine avoided me. At one point, I said that I had prepared a surprise for everyone. It was a small clip of our school photos that I found in old albums. I even brought a projector, especially for this moment. So everyone sat down and I turned on the video. Everyone at once began to be touched and nostalgic about the past. However, after a dozen of old photos, I showed them a few new ones. Yep, these were my selfies with Sarah and Jasmine. This was a shame for them, and I got my revenge. Oh, you should have seen their faces. Surprise, shame, and anger just blended together. And then they started yelling at me. Oh man, I'm not going to say out loud what they told me, but the crowd's reaction was pretty unexpected. I thought all my classmates would laugh at this and support me, but I was wrong. They sided with the girls, and they also condemned me. Unfortunately, I left the party as a disgrace. What a shame. I was like the little boy that everyone laughed at and that everyone hated, and I felt bad again and had a panic attack. I could barely get home. I quickly ran to the bedroom and hid under the covers, but nothing helped. I felt dizzy, my heart was pounding, and I didn't have enough air to breathe. Soon I was so tired I just passed out and slept until almost noon. But unfortunately, my problems were just beginning. The thing is, Sarah and Jasmine weren't going to leave it just like that, so they accused me of, let's say they accused me of getting close to them fraudulently, and that our relationship was not consensual. These were serious charges, and I could actually go to jail, but they were more merciful than I thought. They said they would drop the charges if I paid them moral compensation. Despite the fact the amount was huge, I agreed. I was willing to give them anything to avoid going to jail. As it turned out, they were just trying to scare me. Money was just a nice bonus. I must say, they did it well. I thought I was going to lose my mind before it was over. Now I regret what I did very much. I can't believe I'd been hatching this plan for a year. For the whole year, this fire of hatred burned in me. But in the end, I was the only one who suffered from it. I thought I got rid of my problems, but I only made them worse. I should have listened to my therapist. I should have just forgiven them for their past. Hate and revenge have only brought more problems into my life that I will have to fix.